In the beginning, before time or man or gods, all that existed was the yawning, chasmic void known as Ginnungagap. On one side burned the world of fire, Muspelheim, shimmering and alive. On the other lay the icy realm of Niflheim, where mist and darkness weave together, cold as eternity. Across Ginnungagap, heat and frost met, collapsing chaos into shape. Sparks flickered in the mist, and life began to stir. From the drops of water melting in Ginnungagap, life formed, the first giant, Ymir, immense enough to fill the expanse. Slumbering and sweating, Ymir birthed the race of frost giants from his body, each tremor echoing into windy emptiness, his breath icy in the void. Next to him arose Audhumla, the primeval cow, licking salty ice blocks and forming new life with her tongue. Audhumla's tongue revealed Buri, ancestor of the gods, regal and strong, stepping forth from the ice's prison. Buri begat Bor, who took the giantess Bestla as his bride. To them were born 3 sons destined to change the cosmos forever: Odin, Vili, and Ve, sharp-eyed, curious, and mighty in spirit. Odin, Vili, and Ve gazed in awe at the growing numbers of frost giants and knew they would be chaos unchained. The brothers conspired and struck down Ymir with searing force, his blood flooding Ginnungagap and drowning all but 2 frost giants, Bergelmir and his wife. From Ymir's corpse, the brothers sculpted the world. Flesh became earth, bones turned to mountains, his blood filled the seas, and skull crowned the sky with shimmering stars. Out of Ymir's remains, the brothers shaped the 9 worlds, each a unique realm: Midgard for humans, Asgard for the gods, Jotunheim for the giants, and others layered above and below, all connected by Yggdrasil, the great world tree, its roots and branches threading fate and time together. On the shores of the young world, Odin and his brothers discovered 2 pieces of driftwood, ash and elm, shaped by the waves. From the ash they gave breath, and from the elm warmth and blood. Thus the first humans awoke. Ask and Embla, wide-eyed and trembling, gazed upon a dawn never seen before. In the heights above Midgard, Odin established Asgard, a golden realm of splendid halls, ringing laughter, and the ever-vigilant Bifrost Bridge streaking across the skies. The Aesir, warlike and wise, ruled here. Odin, the relentless seeker, Frigg, his thoughtful queen, mighty Thor with his hammer Mjolnir, Tyr, the just, handsome Balder, sly Loki, and many more. They watched over mortals and contended with their own feuds. The gods of Asgard, the mighty Aesir, faced challenge from the Vanir, a powerful tribe of fertility gods led by Njord, Freyr, and Freya. Tensions over pride and honor ignited a brutal war, a war of magic and might that shook the 9 worlds. Both sides unleashed terrible spells and monstrous beasts. Yet weary and yearning for peace, they finally brokered a truce and exchanged hostages, blending their bloodlines and powers. From this union, harmony and prosperity blossomed. From the aftermath of war, skilled dwarves, masters of earth and craft, were summoned to forge divine treasures to aid the gods. Their smoky forges birthed Mjolnir, Thor's mighty hammer, small but unstoppable; Gungnir, Odin's spear flawless in flight; and Sif's golden hair, shimmering like sunlight, restored after Loki's trickery. Each artifact pulsed with ancient power, embodying the gods' strength and fate. To protect Asgard from giants, the gods hired a cunning builder who promised to complete a mighty wall before the next harvest, if granted the sun, moon, and goddess Freya as payment. As the colossal structure neared completion, Loki shapeshifted into a mare, luring the builder's stallion away, stopping the work just before the deadline. Furious, the builder revealed himself as a giant. Thor struck him down before he could claim his grotesque prize. Determined to pierce the secrets of the cosmos, Odin journeyed to Mimir's well, the fountain of endless knowledge. In solemn exchange for a single eye, he sacrificed sight to drink deep from the sacred waters. Moonlight reflected in the dark well, as Odin's ravens, Hugin and Munin, circled overhead, whispering tales from distant realms. The gods' all-father now bore the heavy burden of knowing fate's exquisite web. Loki, trickster god of chaos, weaved deception across gods and men, changing his shape at will. Salmon, mare, fly, he spun webs of trouble. He fathered monstrous children, the giant wolf Fenrir, the serpent Jormungandr, and Hel, ruler of the underworld. His laughter echoed through halls, but his schemes often threatened the fragile order of the cosmos, hinting at destruction to come. Idun, keeper of the golden apples of youth, was kidnapped through Loki's trickery by the giant Thiazi. With Idun gone, the gods aged rapidly, their strength fading like morning mist. Desperate, Loki transformed into a falcon and flew to the giant's realm, snatching Idun back in his claws. Her apples restored the gods' vigor, but shadows of vulnerability remained. The gods feared Fenrir's growing power, the monstrous wolf destined to break free at Ragnarok. To contain him, they deceived Fenrir into testing a magical chain, Gleipnir, woven from impossible elements, sound of a cat's footsteps, beard of a woman, roots of mountains. When trapped, Fenrir's howls echoed across the realms, and Tyr, the brave god, sacrificed his hand to bind him, silent but resolute. Jormungandr, the Midgard serpent, grew so vast he encircled the earth, biting his own tail. Thrown into the sea by Odin, he became the eternal threat lurking beneath waves. When Thor sailed to catch him, the sea boiled and shook. Their titanic struggle foreshadowed the doom of gods. Though Thor landed mighty blows, the serpent slipped away, destined to rise again at Ragnarok. Hel, Loki's daughter, governed the shadowed realm where many dead reside, neither glorious warriors nor blessed souls. Half her face shone bright, the other decayed and grim. She ruled with patience and cold justice, her halls silent but full of sorrow. Though feared, she was bound by her father's fate, holding the line between life and death. Legendary hero Sigurd, brave and noble, wielded the sword Gram, destined to slay the dragon Fafnir. The Valkyrie Brynhild, fierce and proud, awaited him, bound by magic and fate. Their tragic love story, entangled with betrayal and honor, echoed across generations, a testament to courage and sorrow. Beloved Baldur, the shining god of light and purity, was struck down by a mistletoe dart. Not even he, thought invulnerable, could avoid Loki's cunning. His death cast a shadow over the gods, a harbinger of Ragnarok. The gods grieved, and hope strained against the encroaching darkness as even Hel's gates opened for him. Beloved Baldur, the shining god of light and purity, was struck down by a mistletoe dart. Not even he, thought invulnerable, could avoid Loki's cunning. His death cast a shadow over the gods, a harbinger of Ragnarok. The gods grieved, and hope strained against the encroaching darkness as even Hel's gates opened for him. Before Ragnarok, the great Thimble winter struck, an endless bitter winter that froze men's hearts and fractured kinship. The world grew dark and cold, warriors fought fratricide, and chaos reigned. Even God sensed the unraveling tapestry as fate marched toward its final act. The sky split and thunder cracked as the world's fate unraveled. The great wolf Fenrir broke his chains, his howls shaking the 9 worlds. Jormungandr rose serpent-like from the seas. Giants marched toward Asgard. The dead rose from Hel, and the stars vanished. Fate's final battle was upon them. Gods and monsters prepared for the end of time. On the battlefield, Thor and Jormungandr met in a cataclysmic clash. Thunder roared from Mjolnir as waves exploded. The serpent coiled fiercely, venom spewing. but Thor's hammer struck with divine force. After a ferocious battle, Thor slew the serpent, but staggered, poisoned fatally, his last steps heavy with triumph and doom. Odin faced Fenrir in a desperate duel of strength and will. The great wolf lunged, jaws wide, to devour the Allfather. With spear Gungnir and battle fury, Odin fought to protect the cosmos. Though he struck many blows, Fenrir bit Odin down, ending the gods' watch. The skies dimmed as Odin fell, the last hope in shadow. Loki and Heimdall, fated enemies, met as Ragnarok reached its zenith. Steel clashed, energy surged in a brutal contest of light and shadow. At last, each slew the other, their deaths signaling the end of the gods' protective order and the deepening chaos of the world's final hours. Surtur, the fiery giant from Muspelheim, set the world ablaze with his flaming sword. Mountains melted, seas boiled, and the skies burned red. The great tree Yggdrasil shook as fire consumed everything. The world was engulfed in destruction, but also purification. A fiery end preparing for a new dawn. From the ashes, a new world emerged, green and radiant. Baldur returned from hell, bringing light and peace. Lif and Lifthrasir, survivors hidden in Yggdrasil's roots, rose to repopulate the earth. Gods and men would live again in harmony, a new age born from destruction's depths. Through cycles of creation, conflict, and renewal, Norse myths teach courage in the face of fate, respect for balance, and the acceptance of inevitable change. They celebrate honor, the deep bonds of kin and community, and the wisdom that even gods must sacrifice for knowledge. In destruction lies hope, and in endings, new beginnings.